Long before China was a single nation, the land was fractured into 7 warring kingdoms, each with its own ambitions, cultures, and dreams of supremacy. The landscape was a patchwork of rival states, their borders shifting with every battle and alliance. For over 2 centuries, these kingdoms, Qi, Chu, Yan, Han, Zhao, Wei, and Qin, fought relentlessly for power and survival. Armies clashed on open plains and in mountain passes, their banners fluttering above the chaos. Generals schemed, soldiers marched, and the fate of millions hung in the balance. Chaos reigned, fields were trampled, families torn apart, and hope was scarce. Villages burned, crops were destroyed, and the ordinary people suffered most, caught between the ambitions of kings and the horrors of endless war. Spies and shifting alliances made trust impossible. Betrayal was common, and no one knew who might be friend or foe by morning. Intrigue and deception became weapons as deadly as swords. Every ruler dreamed of uniting the land, but war drowned out their ambitions. Their courts were filled with advisors and strategists, each plotting the next move, yet peace remained a distant hope. The people yearned for peace, longing for a leader strong enough to end the bloodshed. Generations grew up knowing only conflict, their lives shaped by uncertainty and loss. From the disciplined kingdom of Qin in the west, a new hope emerged. The Qin were known for their strict laws, powerful armies, and unyielding resolve. The Qin, hardened by frontier warfare, saw opportunity in the chaos. Their leaders believed that only through strength and unity could the land be saved from endless strife. A young king was about to ascend their throne, a boy with a vision beyond his borders. He was determined to bring an end to the suffering that had plagued his people for generations. His name was Ying. Though young, he possessed a fierce determination and a mind sharpened by the lessons of war and politics. He would answer the land's desperate call for unity. The people watched and waited, daring to hope that this new ruler might finally bring peace. The future of China would be shaped by his ambition. The choices he made would echo through history, changing the fate of millions. The Warring States period was a crucible, forging the conditions for a new era. Out of suffering and struggle, a new vision for China was being born. The world was ready for change, and the Qin were prepared to seize it. Their armies stood poised, their leaders resolute, and their people united by a common purpose. The drums of war would soon fall silent. The endless cycle of violence was nearing its end, and a new dawn was on the horizon. A new chapter in history was about to begin. The dream of unity, once distant and impossible, was now within reach. The unification of China was on the horizon, promising an end to centuries of turmoil and the birth of a powerful new empire. At the tender age of 13, Ying ascended the throne of Qin, a kingdom already known for its strength and discipline. Despite his youth, he was no ordinary ruler. His mind was sharp, and his will was unbreakable. While others saw a fractured land of 7 warring states, Ying envisioned something far greater, a single unified empire stretching across all of China. With the guidance of his brilliant advisor, the legalist Li Si, Ying began to centralize power, reforming not only his government but also his formidable army. He rewarded military skill and loyalty above all, forging an unstoppable force that would soon sweep across the land. One by one, the rival kingdoms fell before the might of Qin. First Han, then Zhao, Wei, Chu, Yan, and finally Qi. Each conquest brought him closer to his dream. The campaigns were swift, relentless, and often brutal, ending centuries of chaos and division that had plagued the land. By 221 BC, Ying stood as the undisputed master of China, his authority stretching from the mountains to the sea. Yet for Ying the title of king was not enough. His ambition soared even higher. He proclaimed himself Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor, a title never before claimed in Chinese history. No longer just a ruler of Qin, he declared himself the sovereign of all under heaven, uniting the people and the land beneath one rule. The age of warring states was finally over. A new era had dawned. Imperial China was born, and the world would never be the same. Yingzheng's vision had been realized, but for the first emperor, this was only the beginning of his monumental task. Now, he faced a new challenge: to transform his conquests into lasting unity, forging a single nation from a patchwork of cultures and traditions. The fate of millions, peasants, soldiers, nobles, rested on his next moves, as the eyes of the world watched. The reign of the first emperor would not only reshape China, but echo through the ages, leaving a legacy that endures to this day. With conquest complete, Qin Shi Huang set out to unify his empire, not just through force, but by reshaping every aspect of daily life. He envisioned a land where differences would dissolve, replaced by a single, powerful identity. He standardized the written script, binding the people with a common language. For the first time, officials, scholars, and merchants across the vast land could communicate clearly, breaking down regional barriers that had divided China for centuries. He built vast highways, connecting the capital to distant provinces. These roads were marvels of engineering, stretching for thousands of miles and linking cities, towns, and outposts. These roads moved armies, officials, and ideas with unprecedented speed. Trade flourished, and the emperor's reach extended farther than ever before, uniting the empire in ways never seen. The Great Wall was born, linking and strengthening old defenses against northern invaders. It became a symbol of unity and determination, snaking across mountains and deserts. Hundreds of thousands toiled in harsh conditions, building a barrier of stone and earth. Many would never return home, their lives sacrificed for the emperor's vision of security. Standardized weights, measures, and currency brought order, enforced by strict laws. Markets became more predictable and trade more efficient, as the empire's economy was brought under a single system. Dissent was crushed. Books that challenged his rule were burned. Knowledge and traditions that did not fit the new order were erased, as the emperor demanded absolute loyalty. The emperor's vision was total control, order at any cost. His rule was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, as he demanded obedience from all. His reforms unified China, but at a tremendous human price. The suffering of the people was immense, yet the empire endured and grew stronger. The past was erased to make way for a new future. Ancient customs and rival histories were swept aside, replaced by the emperor's singular vision. The empire became a single, tightly controlled entity. Every city, every village, every person was drawn into the emperor's grand design. Qin Shi Huang's legacy was one of both innovation and oppression. He built a nation that would last for millennia, but his methods left deep scars. The foundations of China's unity were set in stone, literally and figuratively. His reforms shaped the nation's identity for generations to come. The emperor's will shaped every corner of his vast domain, leaving a legacy that would echo through the ages, for better and for worse. Even in life, Qin Shi Huang planned for eternity. Near modern Xi'an, he built a tomb of staggering scale, a subterranean replica of his empire. Over 700,000 laborers worked for decades on this underground palace, the tomb's centerpiece, a map of China with rivers of liquid mercury and a celestial dome above. Priceless treasures and ingenious traps filled the chambers. Outside, an army of terracotta soldiers stood guard, thousands of unique, life-sized warriors. Each figure was distinct, arranged in precise military ranks. The Terracotta Army was a testament to the emperor's power and obsession with protection. The tomb was sealed, its secrets hidden for millennia. Workers who knew its mysteries were entombed with it. For over 2,000 years, the silent army waited beneath the fields. The emperor's quest for immortality created a wonder lost to legend. His eternal kingdom lay undisturbed, a shadow beneath the living world. The 1974 discovery of the Terracotta Army stunned the world with its realism. Some experts suggest Greek influence, pointing to the lifelike style and possible early contact via the Silk Road. DNA evidence hints at people of European origin in the Qin Empire. Bronze figures found near the tomb show dynamic Greek-like artistry. Could Greek sculptors have taught Chinese artisans these techniques? The theory is debated. Many argue the realism was a homegrown innovation. Regardless, the Terracotta Army remains a symbol of Qin Shi Huang's ambition. Its creation marks a leap in artistic achievement. The mystery of its origins continues to fascinate. East or west, the silent soldiers stand as a testament to a remarkable era. As Qin Shi Huang aged, his fear of death consumed him. He sought the elixir of life, sending expeditions in vain. Court alchemists gave him mercury-laced potions, ironically hastening his decline. Paranoia gripped him. He slept in different rooms, built secret passages, and trusted no one. The once great unifier became isolated, his court ruled by fear. He failed to name a clear successor, blinded by his obsession with immortality. The empire's stability depended on his presence alone. His search for eternal life sowed the seeds of his dynasty's downfall. The emperor's greatest fear became his undoing. The shadow of mortality loomed over all he had built. Qin Shi Huang's son, Fu Su, was exiled for opposing his father's harsh rule. When the emperor died suddenly, only a few trusted officials knew. Chief eunuch Zhao Gao and Prime Minister Li Si feared Fu Su's return. They concealed the emperor's death, masking the smell with salted fish. Forging a decree, they ordered Fu Su to commit suicide and named the pliable Hu Hai as heir. Dutiful Fu Su obeyed, ending his own life. Hu Hai became emperor, but Zhao Gao held true power. The dynasty fell into the hands of conspirators. Betrayal and manipulation replaced unity and vision. The foundation of the Qin dynasty began to crumble. The unifier's legacy was undone by treachery. The empire's fate was sealed by deceit. For 2,000 years, the first emperor's tomb lay hidden. In 1974, farmers digging a well uncovered the Terracotta Army. Archaeologists revealed thousands of warriors, officials, and entertainers. The figures were once brightly painted, but the colors faded quickly when exposed. The central tomb mound remains unexcavated. Technology isn't ready to preserve its treasures. Legends of mercury rivers and deadly traps persist, supported by scientific surveys. The risks of excavation are immense, so the heart of the tomb remains sealed. The silent army stands guard, its master's secrets intact. Each new discovery deepens the mystery. The world waits for the day the tomb's true wonders are revealed. The story of Qin Shi Huang continues to unfold. His eternal kingdom remains just out of reach. Qin Shi Huang's dynasty collapsed soon after his death, but his legacy endures. The Han dynasty inherited his unified state, softening his harshest laws, but keeping his centralized system. The idea of a single Great China is his lasting gift. The Great Wall and standardized script remain symbols of unity. The Terracotta Army draws millions, connecting us to his epic story. Qin Shi Huang was both visionary and tyrant, his greatness entwined with cruelty. He ended centuries of war, but his paranoia destroyed his own family. His story is a lesson in the complexities of power and ambition. Archaeologists still uncover new layers of his world. He dreamed of immortality, and in a way, achieved it. He lives on through the nation he forged and the silent army he left behind. His shadow stretches across millennia. The emperor who united China remains a timeless figure in history,